Welcome to Hockeywiztalks podcast. Today I preview the conference finals of the NHL playoffs. This is a preview of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Eastern Conference Finals is between the Boston Bruins and Carolina Hurricanes. Key forwards for the Boston Bruins: Brad Marchand, Patrice Bergeron, David Pastrnak, David Krejci, Jake DeBrusk, Charlie Coyle, Marcus Johansson. Key defensemen: Charlie McAvoy, Zdeno Chara, and Torrey Krug. Key forwards for the Carolina Hurricanes: Sebastian Aho, Toivo Teravainen, Nino Niederreiter, Jordan Staal, Justin Williams, Andrei Svechnikov. Key defensemen: Dougie Hamilton, Justin Falk, Jacob Slavin, Brett Pesce. The goalie matchup is Peter Mrazek and Curtis McElhinney versus Tuukka Rask. This is a matchup between two teams that took very different paths to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Boston Bruins were one of the teams that were expected to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. However, their road hasn't been easy at all. They took 7 games to beat the Maple Leafs and had a hard-fought 6-game series against the Blue Jackets. The Carolina Hurricanes are the Cinderella story of this postseason, as they upset the defending Stanley Cup champions Washington Capitals, then swept the New York Islanders in the second round. The Boston Bruins struggled a bit fighting the back of the net in the previous round against the Blue Jackets due to the goaltending of Sergei Bobrovsky. While Carolina doesn't have elite goaltending, their defense has played exceptionally well in the playoffs. Led by head coach Rod Brind'Amour, the Carolina Hurricanes are now viewed as favorites to win the Stanley Cup. The reason why is because they have players that have won before, and they are the hottest team in the NHL right now. A major reason why the Bruins were able to get this far in the playoffs was because of the play of Tuukka Rask. Rask has quietly had an amazing postseason, but it isn't really talked about. The top line of Boston woke up in the final 2 games in the last series against Columbus. They will need to continue to play at a high level if they want to win this series. The Boston Bruins are led in postseason scoring by Brad Marchand, who has 13 points, and David Pastrnak, who has 11 points, and David Krejci, who has 10 points. The Carolina Hurricanes are led in postseason scoring by Jacob Slavin, who has 11 points, and Jordan Staal, Toivo Teravainen, and Sebastian Aho, who all have 9 points. In the season series, the Boston Bruins had the edge 2-1. Both teams had 10 goals in the 3 games played. In the season series, the Boston Bruins had the edge 2-1. Both teams had 10 goals total in the 3 games played. The Carolina Hurricanes win if they get scoring from all 4 lines, play great defense, and get great goaltending. The Boston Bruins win if the top line dominates the series, and Tuukka Rask is great in goal. My prediction is that the Carolina Hurricanes win the series in 7 games. This is a preview of the Western Conference Finals. The Western Conference Finals is between the St. Louis Blues and San Jose Sharks. Key forwards for the St. Louis Blues: Vladimir Tarasenko, Ryan O'Reilly, Braden Shen, Jaden Schwartz, Tyler Bozak, David Perron, Robert Thomas, and Patrick Maroon. Key defensemen: Alex Pietrangelo, Vince Dunn, Colin Parayko, and Jay Bouwmeester. Key forwards for the San Jose Sharks: Logan Couture, Joe Pavelski, Thomas Hertl, Timo Meier, Evander Kane, Kevin LeBanc, and Joe Thornton. Key defensemen: Brent Burns, Erik Karlsson, Marc-Edouard Vlasic, and Justin Braun. The goalie matchup is Jordan Binnington versus Martin Jones. The St. Louis Blues and San Jose Sharks both came off emotional Game 7 victories in the second round. The St. Louis Blues advanced to the conference finals by overcoming the Dallas Stars in double overtime of Game 7. The San Jose Sharks hung on to beat the Colorado Avalanche 3-2 to advance to the conference finals. The St. Louis Blues are a well-structured team that can roll 4 lines and don't really have many weaknesses on their team. Now with Jordan Binnington as their goalie, the Blues have a legitimate shot at winning the Stanley Cup. Ryan O'Reilly and Vladimir Tarasenko have been really quiet this postseason. They need to produce more, or else the Blues have no shot at winning this series. The San Jose Sharks have their best players playing their best hockey at the right time. Logan Couture, Thomas Hertl, Brent Burns, and Erik Karlsson have all been difference makers and were a big reason why they got so far in the playoffs. After the first 4 games of the first round, Martin Jones has been lights out in goal for San Jose. If he continues his hot play, San Jose would be favorites to win the Stanley Cup. The St. Louis Blues are led in scoring by Jaden Schwartz and Alex Pietrangelo, who both have 11 points. The San Jose Sharks are led in scoring by Brent Burns, Logan Couture, and Thomas Hertl, who all have 14 points, and Erik Karlsson, who has 12 points. The Sharks won the season series 2-1, with the Sharks outscoring the Blues 7-6. One interesting fact about the season series was that both teams had 4-0 shutouts. The St. Louis Blues win if Vladimir Tarasenko and Ryan O'Reilly show up and Jordan Binnington is great in goal. The San Jose Sharks win if their core players continue to play well and Martin Jones is great in net. My prediction is that San Jose Sharks win the series in 6 games. In my next podcast, I update you on the conference finals.